mustn't have heard me. His pace never slowed. I saw him disappearing around the corner.
行っちゃった。早く追いかけなきゃ。お兄ちゃん、お兄ちゃん。
Run, little girl, run! Oh, I'm in search mode. Save point number 2. Alright, whoops. Alright, so where am I? Alright, so we are in... Okay, we're in the first hallway. So this would have been where we have escaped from, I guess. That's our homeroom. So let's go forward. Assuming that was forward. Whoops. Down the stairs? Oh no! Suddenly my field of vision started going topsy-turvy. Was I falling? It was an earthquake, but there was more than just that. The floor beneath me was moving up and down, in time with the quake's left and right motion. We're dimensional shifting again. I tried putting one hand on the floor for balance and tried getting back to my feet. I thought I had done it. I was standing now, and I started getting used to the vibrations. As long as I hugged the walls, I could walk. But that was quite literally all came crashing down around me soon enough. The wildly shaking floor cracked and then crumbled, and I was free falling. Oh, that was quick. I raised my head and found myself lying on top of the pile of rubble. I wasn't too much worse for the wear, though all things considered. Leviathan says, "Rip." I looked all around me frantically, but saw nothing even remotely familiar. This was definitely someplace new. We're in the bomb shelter. And it didn't feel much like a school anymore. The walls and floor were made of packed dirt, with only railroad ties keeping it together. I knew I was underground. I had to be. It just felt that way. There were no windows anywhere, and based on the smell, there was no ventilation either. Yeah, stagnant air. Big Brother might have gotten caught off guard by the earthquake too, I thought. He could have been down here. It was a big one, after all. Maybe he was injured. Maybe he couldn't move. I tried pushing myself off from the pile of rubble, ready to shoot from my feet and continue the search. That didn't last long, however. My hands and feet were still a little numb from the ropes, making it hard to keep my balance. I fell back onto my butt. Uh-oh. Ew, slimy. My underwear was completely waterlogged. It like a full sponge. It squished unpleasantly on the debris, sending a cold chill through my entire body. Right, she wet her pants.
何これ
I reached down and felt it. It was absolutely soaked through. It would take forever for it to dry.
そうだ私おもらししちゃってたんだ
I was so wrapped in running for my life and chasing after Big Brother, I didn't even notice that wetness. But now I couldn't get out of my mind.
気持ち悪いよ
Leviathan says, Yuka, please. Tears were welling up in my eyes. How could I be so pathetic? I forced myself to my feet, doing my best to try to ignore the squishy sensation. You know, just like Nathan Drake. You know, squishy pants. I wouldn't be able to ignore it for long, though. My panties were noticeably heavier now, and the urine they absorbed was practically ice cold. I couldn't go on like this. I was going to get a rash or catch pneumonia or something, and every step was going to be its own form of mushy, gushy hell. But what could I do? I could take them off, but then what? Carry them with me? Ew. Leave them on the floor for someone else to find? No thanks.
お兄ちゃんお兄ちゃん
Yuka has some very complicated thoughts. I swallowed my pride, held back my tears as best as I could, and waddled forward.
どこか脱げる場所ないかな
Take them off now. Yep, so we're right at the beginning of this hallway. Right into the death room. The body pool. Alright, so this is gonna be fun. Anything in the storehouse?
扉が開かないや鍵がかかってるのかなおにゃい他の場所を探してみよう扉鍵がかかってるのかな
Yay, dead bodies! A set of skeletal remains. Given its tiny stature, it's very likely it belonged to an elementary school student in life. There's a student ID tag halfway lodged inside the poor girl's ribcage. Great Harbor Elementary School, Chihiro Tamamura. Alright, to the bathroom hallway. Nothing here. The door is sealed firmly shut. There's no way to open it. It's like that with every boys' room in this game. Alright, let's make a quick save before we enter the girls' room.
かな。お札も貼ってないし。変な匂いもしないよね。
In the relative grand scheme of things, sure. The only bathrooms I've seen up to this point were unusable. Chimes in the door mysteriously sealing the room shut, bodies hanging in the stalls. But this looks a completely normal bathroom. Certainly the most normal I've seen since getting stuck in this place anyway. What is this thing? There's a loose piece of wood on the ground here. Take it.
何かの役に立つかも。
That looks like a steak.
中に入れるのかな。
I tried pulling one of the wooden stall doors.
誰かいますか？
That's not a pleasant thing to say. I listened carefully for any hint of a response, even going so far as to hold my breath.
でも返事をされても怖いよね。
But there wasn't a single sound to be heard. The entire room was dead silent. The walls were made of packed dirt, after all, and there was a lot of moisture in the air. Effectively, the whole place was naturally soundproofed.
よし、誰もいないみたい。
I backed away from the stall slightly and almost tripped over the fairly sizable crack in the ground. About 5 centimeters wide and 1 centimeter thick.
ここに隠してもいいかな。
Oh, for we found a hiding spot.
しゃ。
Finally, I was able to get out of these water-clogged panties. Despite being alone, I still crouched down and removed them as discreetly as I could. I then stuffed them tightly into the crack I discovered.
よいしょ、よいしょ。
Oh, just like in Time Loop 1, where she stuffed it inside a sink.
全部入らないや。布がはみ出ちゃう。
For episode 2, Destroying the Evidence. Ew, Millhouse.
もっと大きく広げられればいいんだけど。どうしよう。そうだ。この木で隙間を大きくすれば。
Use the piece of wood.
ゆかのこんな姿、お兄ちゃんに見られなくてよかった。
Leviathan just puts a lid up. Surprise Sesame says hello.
どうか誰にも見つかりませんように。特にお兄ちゃんには。
She is praying. Not that Big Brother would likely to wander into a girl's bathroom. Surprise Sesame says, I love this game series and oh my god, your voice is sexy. Oh, that's how you pronounce her. Oh, my bad. Sun Priestess Emmy. Hello there. But it was possible given the circumstances. I can call you Sun or Emmy. I think I'll call you Emmy, because I like that name. So just to be safe, I figured it couldn't hurt to pray and... Again with the sentence here. So just to be safe, I figured it couldn't hurt to pray that it didn't happen. I know in English that some people use that twice in a row, but when seeing it written that way, it looks so awkward. Emmy says, are you gonna play Blood Drive 2? Yes, after, when I finish Book of Shadows, I'm gonna go straight into Blood Drive. Whenever that will take.
でももうちょっと奥に詰めておこうかな。誰かに見つかったら恥ずかしいもんね。よし。
My underwear was now totally buried and out of sight. There was no way anyone could come across it, even if they didn't know it was there. Emmy says, "Woo!" Satisfied, I stood up.
スースーしてやだな。でも濡れたまま履いてたらもっと気持ち悪いし。
Yuka has a very unique set of morals. Like, even throughout this whole entire situation, she's still embarrassed enough to hide wet underwear. Amy says she's going around without panties.
さっきから自信ばかり。
Amy says, "LOL, naughty Yuka."
ここ大丈夫かな。さっきよりも古い建物だけど、こう。
Oops. I peeked my head out from the bathroom and looked around.
誰もいないよね。お兄ちゃん、お兄ちゃん。
My voice echoed a lot louder than I was expecting. It actually surprised me, considering that wet dirt walls. I didn't think the sound would travel that far. Emmy says, "Also, is this blind?" Yes, I haven't actually played this before. It seems like it. Yeah. I've read much about it, but never actually played it.
怖いよ。他にお兄ちゃんの友達とか誰かいれば。臭い。手洗いたいな。
Yeah, I guess there won't be any sort of running water down here, would it? I began walking through the hall once again, this time a little bit slower and more unevenly due to the exhaustion. Alright, back in control. What's over here then? Emmy says, I have seen both Corpse Party Blood Covered and Book of Shadows at least 3 times. Oh, awesome. My initial play of Corpse Party Blood Covered, I was extremely disturbed when I first had my hands on it. It's like, I saw the first death and went, nope. And then I started playing it for October, and then I just kept going. Alright, I'm gonna avoid the death room for now. What's this way? Alright, we got a dead-end hallway on this side. Nothing over here. Got the body pool. Emmy says, Blood Drive, I haven't seen it in its entirety. I've only seen it like maybe 2 or 3 hours worth. Yeah, I heard about Blood Drive. I haven't played it yet. It's sitting at my desk still sealed. Emmy says, by the way, I followed you. Oh wow, thank you. Yeah, I'm playing through random anime games on Friday nights. Huh. Not as many dead bodies as I expected. This is not the last time I've been through this bomb shelter hallway. Oh, wow, that one's close. Who are you? Emmy says, I'm stalking you now. It's a nearly deceased corpse, practically still warm. It's easy to tell at a glance that this was a female junior high school student. Really? Thought that was a guy. There's a student ID name tag on the ground at her feet. Shobu University Middle School. Michi Moritoshi. Emmy says, oh my god, I'm a huge anime fan. Also a Zelda fan, but anime, hell yes. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of anime games on Friday nights. I've been trying to go through my visual novel catalog mostly. Played through X-Blaze some time ago. X-Blaze is terribly linear, but surprisingly complex when you have to like figure out how to make your branching paths. Oh, that person is bald. A set of skeletal remains. There doesn't seem to be any way to determine the gender or age. But there is a student ID name tag logged in its eye socket. Ah! Identifying those remains is unlikely having belonged to a male junior high school student. Takine Municipal High School, Kyugo, Shibuya. Emmy says also you can look at the menu and find out their cause of death by looking at the name tags. Oh yes, I remember looking at that once. It's under item? No, it's not under item. Oh wait, it's probably back at the main title. Yeah. It's one of those like fancy Easter egg kind of things, I guess. Alright, let's do a quick save here. Since, like, you can save as much as you want, it's so much better than Corpse Party 1. Where you had to, like, replay certain sequences because if you, like, got a bad end. The door to this particular room was shuddering ever so slightly, as if it were a breeze blowing against it gently from inside. I gotta read more slowly. Slowly and hesitantly, I put both of my hands on the doorknob and started to turn. Ever the optimist. Emmy says, also you can look at the menu and find out their cause. Wait. I read that line already. My bad. As soon as the door opened even a crack, a powerful, horrible stench slammed into my face and twisted around my nasal cavities like a jet of water. Emmy says, and a random thing. I went to a Japanese restaurant today and had chashu pork ramen and lotus sushi roll. It was a California roll with lobster on top and eel sauce. Sounds delish. I was intensely feeling nauseous and lightheaded, as if I were suddenly deprived of oxygen. Well, yeah, I would guess if you're in a room full of rotting corpses, I would, like, deplete the oxygen levels in the room. No, Yuka. Emmy says, For dessert, I had coffee mochi ice cream. I can go for some of that right now. Holding my nose, I stepped back into the room and crept over towards the source of the noise. Emmy says it tasted like marshmallow filled with ice cream. That sounds like a delight. It's like eating a fluffy cloud. If there were water here, maybe I could wash my hands, I thought. No. My extreme thirst came back in full force as well. Clean water was the greatest thing I could possibly find right now. Not in here. I accidentally kicked over a bucket, spilling its contents into the ground in front of me. It's that fly again. I'm wearing headphones, so that fly is going right by my ears. Countless flies immediately flew out of the overturned bucket and began swarming all around me. Their buzzing wings sounded right up against my ears as if they were attacking me. Yes, like I'm hearing that too. I let go of my nose and began flailing my arms wildly, attempting in vain to drive them away. As I haphazardly stumbled forward, I found my foot splashing in shallow liquid. Emmy says, I recently tried green tea mochi, so I wanted the mochi ice cream. Yeah, that's pretty pleasant. Mochi has a nice mouthfeel to it. Emmy also says, that fly sounds so real. Yeah. When I first heard it, like in Course Party 1, like when we walked by the wall splat hallway, it was very unpleasant. Mere moments later, my hand came in contact with the wall and brushed against a switch. I heard a faint clicking sound, and then... Ew.